Hey friends, I'm on my way to the farmer's market to check out what's going on there, and I wanted to just talk a little bit about feelings and emotions because I'm feeling really great the last couple of days, but a couple of days before that it was really like dense energy, and a lot of people I was communicating with were having the same thing, and they're like, I don't know what's going on, like I don't know if this is my energy, collective energy, like why I feel so depressed and stuck or sad, whatever it was, deflated, defeated, all those things that, ideally we don't like to feel. And it just kind of made me think about, like, we talk about your upbringing, your childhood, and like how you're conditioned and what you're told is good or bad. And not that it was necessarily bad, but growing up, it was always like, listen, if you're mad or you're going to be pouty or sad or whatever, go away. Like, go to your room till you can come back and, be nice or whatever, right? And I get the idea of that because, like, if a child's having some like emotion that seems completely like ridiculous to you and they're disturbing the whole homeostasis of the house, whatever, the whole energy, then I get that concept of go figure it out. And it also is really good to help that child become very independent and not need or want anyone else because they've always dealt with everything on their own. More and more I'm finding through, what I'm learning, through reading, through watching videos, through, being in a relation with others, feelings and emotions are good. And honestly, being able to have extreme feelings and emotions on both ends of the spectrum are healthy. The idea that you can go and feel really sad or really mad, like you want to scream, and then feel it, and then feel maybe, just baseline for a little while, whatever your baseline is. Hopefully it's at least like calm, happy, content, something. Oh boy, he almost didn't make that turn. And then being able to be happy. That was the other thing. Like, we were never like overly joyful or happy about anything. Like, we were more like content, chill. Like, most people that know me, friends and stuff, know that they can come to me and I'm going to come at things pretty rationally and be able to help them, whether it's a negative feeling or an overly positive feeling, like just kind of bring it back like to a chill kind of more neutral vibe. More on the happy side for sure, but it's not like overwhelming happiness. And I think a lot of people feel that way, and I know I'm talking a lot about, my childhood, but I don't think it was that different from a lot of other people, so that's why I'm bringing it up. And it's not a negative towards my parents or anything like that. My parents are awesome. It's just like when you look back at things and reassess the situation and see like what was actually developed inside of you. So going back to that, as far as like being able to feel really happy, like we were also, don't be too loud and don't be, noxious or any of those things. And it's like, so then we weren't fully able to fully feel those things. And I've thought about this before because, like, if you've ever been through any of the Tony Robbins stuff, like he always has you, or goes back to like those moments where like you felt really good and all the joy and all the love. And I don't find a lot of them. And like, honestly, I feel like the birth of both of my kids and maybe a couple other things that were pretty good, I don't feel a lot of them. And I've done a lot of really cool things that most people will be like, wow, that was the most exciting thing ever. But again, it goes back to just that kind of like, cool, you know what I mean? Like, don't get overly excited about things. And again, the more and more I think about it, it's healthy. It's healthy to have those highs. And I think that maybe we get afraid to have those highs because we know it's not going to last. Like, you can't just be in a state of, high all the time, without drugs or something, which I don't recommend. Or that, judgment, as far as like when you're around really happy people, sometimes it's like a lot. and you're like, oh boy, you know what I mean? And sometimes I think that people are fake happy, but I definitely think there are people that are genuinely just like really super excited about the littlest things, and I think that's awesome, and I think that should be celebrated. And I hope that those same people aren't afraid to feel like the extreme lows and stuff, and I think that they're probably not, because I think that they have developed that range of emotions to where shit's gonna happen in life. And sorry for my language, but like negative things will happen in life, sad things will happen in life. Like I was at a freaking celebration of life last weekend for one of my best friend's sons, who was only 23 years old, suffered from cancer his whole life. And you think of something like that, and it puts into perspective like all the other negative things that were going on, and you're like, this is nothing compared to that. But also knowing that things like that will come in our life, and being able to feel it and not just stuff it away or put it aside or pretend, like how the hell do you pretend that that's okay? Like no one can just pretend like that. So I mean, there were tears in the audience, and then of course, like, we're feeling like, obviously, the people that were really close with him and or the family, and you're feeling their loss, and like, putting yourself in that place of like, oh my gosh, his poor mother, his poor stepfather, all these siblings, grandparents, and you're feeling all of those emotions. But that's part of life. And if you're the type of person who doesn't allow yourself to feel those really sad emotions or get angry about things, like, it's going to be a challenge in life to go through life. So it kind of goes back to like how challenges grow you. Maybe challenges grow you to be more compassionate and open. Maybe challenges ground you to get mad and make something happen and get more motivated about something. But if you just go through life like this even keel, yeah, you may survive, but are you really living life? You know what I mean? Like, are you really, having the experience that you're meant to be here to experience and to really like feel and be and do all of the range? So anyways, I know this is kind of like a rambling a little bit, but I'm just curious because I know that some people talk about feelings a lot, and other people, even if you feel them, you don't want to talk about them. I'm just curious, like, how do you deal with a range of emotions? Do you like to have a broad range? Do you like to keep it kind of a narrow range? Some people get highs off of the highs and the lows, like they don't want to just be kind of like even keel. And then how do you communicate those with others? I think that's important too, because being able to talk about it and share, one, helps you because someone else might be going through something similar or has been, or just to know that somebody's there for you. And then also listening to other people have those similar feelings and emotions, and you're like, okay, I'm not alone. Like, it was very interesting. Not, I know they say like misery loves company and all of that. So not to be like fully like that, because I don't want, if I'm not feeling good, I don't want to make other people not feel good. And I know that negativity is contagious, but also just to know that everyone was going through something a little heavy, a little, not happy and joyful, and know that, okay, I'm not alone. You know what I mean? Like, that was nice to have that understanding that I'm not alone. And logically, we all know that. We all know that somebody else somewhere else is feeling these same things or has felt these same things, right? Because the world's a huge place. But when you're in it in the moment and you're feeling not great, you forget, and then you look around and everyone just puts a smile on their face. They go out in public, or they're posting on social media just all their highs and whatnot. And granted, nobody really wants to hear like all your negative stuff, or just be around a Debbie Downer all the time. But it's also realistic to know that there are highs and lows. You know what I mean? Like, and could you imagine, like, I can't imagine the energy it would take to stay in a state of high. Like, it's exhausting. It expends so much energy. And alternatively, I would lose my mind if I was in a state for very long of like really lows. And again, that's probably why my comfort, my safety is, somewhere in the middle. But other people, their comfort may be more high or more low. And other people, their comfort may be that's those huge extremes. Anyways, I know I've been going on and on and on and on, but I'm just very, very curious to hear what other people think and feel and how they communicate and deal. So let me know in the comments, and I'm pulling up now to the farmer's market, so I'll talk to you later.